So yeah, look around you. Look at all those chairs. See what happens. What does that say about those of you that are here? Oops. Right? Either you're more crazy than the rest of the lot, which is entirely possible, and I thank you for being crazy with me here tonight. Or maybe the other ones had a good excuse that exceeded the reason for running their business. Wow. So we're actually going to start with that as the basis for tonight's session. The title for tonight's session sounds very clinical. It's preparing for investment. So it sounds like we now should go and find our neatest tie or nice blouse, fitting jacket, and go and talk to the bank manager. It'll be nothing of the kind, I promise you that much. So we're gonna go through some things, and you will learn one of the things about me, like talking and writing doesn't go very well, so I won't be doing too much of this because it'll completely stuff it up. So I'll intersperse the talking with the writing, and we'll work our way through this. The first thing we're going to cover tonight is why. Why are you actually here? And I know that some of you that were happy or unlucky to be mentoring with me today, that was one of the things I asked you about. Why are you actually here? And the reason that the why is so important, and I think I shared a little anecdote during the boot camp 2 weeks ago, is that a lot of people that will invest in your business, that will be the very first question they will ask you. Why are you doing it? Why are you here? Why you? Well, why not somebody else? Oh yeah, this kind of business, anyone can do that. Well, why you? So we need to clarify the why. Then we need to back that why up with a proof point or 2 or 10 or 20 as in, okay, so that's lovely, you've got the guts, you put your neck out there, you think you're the queen or king of whatever it is. Prove it in your past experience before you got to this point, which for many of you will be difficult because you haven't done this before. So we need to find a few tricks in which we can do that. Then we're going to go through the dry section of tonight, which will be the document section, like all the things that you have to document. Boring? Yes. Necessary? Absolutely. You can't do it without it. We are asking people for handing over their hard-earned cash in exchange for your, quite frankly, right now, possibly not worth that much shares, but with a huge upside potential, of course. Don't come to see it. Don't you share my vision? I can see some of you are laughing your heads off because it sounds a bit ridiculous. It is kind of ridiculous. But the reality is that it's about how good are you at hustling, how good is your salesmanship or saleswomanship. I can put it in those contexts. We're going to touch upon how to present. Like, we won't have time tonight to go into depth about, presentation techniques, because this is about, I think, Carolina's giving me a 35-minute segment on presentation. It takes about 2 hours to teach that. What we can do is we can go into some of the things, some of the key points, some of the hooks that you will need in order to start developing an effective presentation. Because I don't have an expectation that you're going to walk out of this room tonight and be master presenters. Is everybody okay with that? By the way, is anybody of you afraid to stand up here? If I gave you the microphone, would you go, shit, no, I'm not going to do that? Okay, so if I walked over to you right now and gave you the microphone, what would you do? Panic. That's a good answer. Unfortunately, you're sitting in a corner, so because your colleague is cornered you, so you can't run anywhere. But sometimes we need to do the things that frighten us just a bit more than average in order to get what it is that we need to do. And I spoke to some of you today about that. Once we've done the presentation bit, we need to cover the last segment. There's my screen's turning the line here. We need to figure out what we're going to use the money for. So part of the purpose of why we're here for this 8 weeks is we're going to get some money from other people. Why do you need the money? How much do you need? What do you need it for? Okay. And then last but not least, there was one more section, I'm glad I scrolled down. We're going to talk about how to pitch for the team before we pitch for the money. with me so far. So there's a whole lot of things. I'm going to go through each of these. So this was just a bit of a super duper cliff notes, ultra shortened 3 minutes kind of thing. So.
Are your PowerPoints with here?
No. This is a absolutely crazy slide-free evening. You will not see any slides, but you will probably see a lot of this. I'll do my best at least. I'll try now to pretend that I can speak in the microphone and write at the same time. It might fail. Oops, at least that was a good failed stutter. Let's just go for a couple of pages more. Yeah. A clean sheet. So some of these questions you have already seen because we've already given them to you. But why does the world need what you have? And I'd like to add a little bit of interactivity here and pick a couple of you in the crowd for whom I haven't figured out what the why is, because it's not much fun for me to hear the ones I already have heard. Sorry. Why does the world need what you're having? What are you going to give them? Do you want to share?
Sure. So I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help consumers get a better response when they've got a problem with businesses, particularly regulated businesses like financial services, telco, energy, but more broadly.
So why do they need that?
At the moment, people have a lot of trouble getting solutions to their complaints. And I'm trying to tilt the balance back in their favour.
Nice. Thank you. That's nice and succinct. So why are we here? Why are you here? Why does the world need it?
Why does the world need it? At the moment, there's 3 different areas that people use for fashion. So there's style inspiration, item inspiration, and shopping. At the moment, they're using 3 different platforms in combination with each other. And this process is really time consuming and leads to a lot of frustration. So it's basically simplifying those 3 areas into one easy to use platform.
Nice and logical. Did that appeal to everybody? Sorry? Yes? No? Maybe? No? I can see some shaking heads and nodding heads. It's a bit of a okay. What I think, no, let me start that again. What I feel is it needs more emotion. It needs more, kind of thing, if that's a word. And because that's the way you would go and convince those consumers that needs to be your customer about that it actually matters what you're doing. Because, you know, we put you in a fairly unfavorable position. You just come from 2 people over here that are basically trying to change the world, and now we're just talking about fashion. I know, I did put you in the easiest of tasks, so I admit to that. But the reality is that the world needs whatever you're providing just as much as anything else. Because this is not about this is more worthy or less worthy or whatever not. It's not what we're playing about in this room. We are playing about the fact that there are people out there that need the solutions that we have. They need the products and services, whatever it might be, that we can provide. And it's just about finding out why does the world need what you have and how strongly do they need it. Anybody else wants to have a go? Oh yeah, come on, try again. Sure, of course, please. That's right.
To be stylish is to communicate your personality through fashion. We believe that finding and expanding your style should be simple, shopping should be about discovery, and inspiration should come from real people.
So now you're just going to sound like you didn't read it from the page, but that you actually just came out of you, then I think it's about 90% there. Because it's nice and sharp and succinct. Like it. Thank you. One more. Anybody wants to have a go? No, she's shaking her head, yes. Merge you over to the corner booth here.
So people need what we're doing because it's going to help a lot of people be happier and healthier by providing, what we're providing is in-home cooking service that's affordable. And this helps people because a lot of people are time poor, unable for whatever reason to eat healthy. And an important aspect of this is creating connections within the local community, getting people working together and helping each other. It takes the pressure off people, reduces stress, brings people together so they can spend time doing what they want instead of taking up hours every day or week cooking. It's also helping health problems, helping people eat healthier, reduces obesity and other health issues. Also helps stress on relationships so people can spend more quality time together.
Good. But maybe we add what is the one thing in your thing that the world really truly needs in what you're providing. You may not have the answer yet, but if you think about it, you've got whatever 10 lines or so on your pad, if you think about distilling that down to a single sentence, because every one of us need to get that in a heartbeat as we meet you in the lift, as we're going down from fourth to ground, and go, oh yeah, that's awesome. How do I subscribe? Because it should be that simple. Very good. So the next question is, why should you win? And this is a far more personal question today. For some of you, it might be simple enough. Like, Lisa's walked into the room just a few minutes ago, and I bet you there's not a lot of people out there that actually do what Lisa do. It's quite unique what you've got with your driver education, your VR, and whatever not. I've even tried to find someone that does the same, and there's not a lot around. However, for some of you, what you're providing are things that are more broadly available in the market. There will be others out there that want to beat you to the finish line, or preferably actually beat you to a pulp, so you don't even get near the finish line. So the question I have is a very personal one from each of you, is why should you win that race? Why shouldn't it be somebody else with more talent, better looks, more money, better family connections, whatever you want to throw at it, more camels in a garage? Why should they win, or why should you win? So somebody wants to have a go at that?
My number one attribute is perseverance. I'll never be beaten. I always stay in the game, and I keep pivoting, and I keep learning. So that's why I'm still around, and that's why I will be around in the future.
With permission, can we give this man an applause, please? Carolina, can you just take this guy out the back and just sign him up for whatever we have? But it's like, truly that is why you're here, and as you say, this is why you're still here, and there is nothing that will get in the way of you being first and winning. We may not all have that kind of drive in ourselves, or maybe we haven't found it yet, and that's perfectly fine. Maybe you need to hit a few more roadblocks, bash your head against more concrete and get a bloody forehead before you really go, I had enough. But it's important for each of you, if you're going to have a winning journey, that you figure out why should you win. Sometimes it's about defining a market that is small enough that you can win it, regardless. But often, more often, it's about having a true alignment between what's inside you and what's inside the business. Because if we're running a business that's out here, oh, well, it's a nice business, oh, we make some money, oh yeah, we're really helping people, it's kind of about me. It's not really me, it's kind of out there. But if I'm running a business here, it becomes personal. I am winning because you ain't going to take something from me, right? Because now it's personal. Do you see the difference in my body language, how I sort of metaphorically pull it in? And what I see very often when we have sort of longer consultations with people, and we spend half a day or a day workshopping one-on-one, is it's often easier to change the business to suit or be more accurately suited to yourself than to change you to more accurately suit the business. Does that make sense?